Hi, my name's Amy, and I want to share with you this afternoon about heat stroke. Heat stroke is a very serious condition, and a lot of people do not know about it and they don't know how to treat it, and their family members don't understand. But when somebody has heat stroke, can take years to recover and they may never recover. So I had an experience in October of 2014. I live in California. There was a heat wave. I live in the Sacramento Bay, San Francisco Bay Area. San Francisco obviously even had a heat wave, but I'm about an hour north of there. Anyway, I do teach exercise classes and I do exercise a lot. And I was exercising kind of extremely, and I wasn't properly hydrating. And then I was running to a Boy Scout camp with my son up in Sacramento. We were camping, and you know how it is when you go camping, you have to go back and forth to the car like 100 times to get all your stuff. So I was doing that, and it was hot, and there was no trees. Um, and again, I was trying to drink coffee because I was tired, and then my friend had wine, and we were going to drink wine in the tent. So long story short, I ended up getting heat stroke. And so I learned a few things, and I wanted to share them. Number one is after I had the heat stroke, it took a while for my doctor to figure out that I had heat stroke. And then it took a while for me to figure out that I needed electrolytes because the doctor wasn't that great at the time for telling me. So I finally realized that I needed actually electrolytes. I was drinking tons of water after my heat stroke, but I was not taking any electrolytes. So what happens when you drink tons of water and you're exercising, like let's say you're a marathon runner, triathlete, or you're just getting overheated and you're drinking all this water, well, you're peeing out all your electrolytes. So that's what happened to me. So now I end up um, having low sodium and low magnesium because of the heat stroke. It damaged my thermal regulators. So I'm just want to just try to give some practical advice to people that have had heat stroke or sunstroke, who can't, and people that can't tolerate the heat. Um, so when I, so what happened for me was my body would not sweat. I teach cycle classes for a living. I exercise for a living and I sweat every day. All of a sudden, after the heat stroke incident, I couldn't sweat. I was freaking out, literally freaking out. I could not sweat. My body would not sweat. Literally, my face would get all red and it would not, I would not expire. So my head would get hot, but there was no release. So something was wrong with my thermal regulator. So then I'd have to get off the bike. I had to stop teaching for a while. My doctor said you have to go in a cold, dark room. The couple times that I did try to push myself, which I shouldn't have, I ended up in the ER. They found out, oh, you have low sodium, low magnesium. Stop drinking alcohol. Of course, I love my wine, so that was really hard. Um, so long story short, what I've learned is that I need to take 500 milligrams of magnesium every day. 400 to 500 milligrams of magnesium every day. I'm very petite. I'm only 5'1", like 115 pounds. So I need to take 400 to 500. If you're a larger person, I would recommend taking more. I watched a lot of videos on magnesium and how important it is. So every day of my life, for the rest of my life, I'm going to have to take magnesium. The other thing I learned was that I needed potassium as well. So I eat a banana every day. I know it's the high on the glucose and the high sugar, but it is also God's remedy for a lot of things. So I have a banana every day. I also, my doctor told me finally, after I finally got some good advice, I have to drink a V8 every day with high sodium. I need the sodium. Don't give me a low sodium V8. I need high sodium and I need a Gatorade every day if I'm going to continue to exercise. Now, if I was really being mellow and sedentary, I wouldn't need all these electrolytes, but because I do still continue to exercise, I need to have a Gatorade every day. Now, I do the low sugar because they are high in sugar, but you don't have to have the Gatorade. You can have Pedialyte. If you're a high athlete, have Pedialyte. Make sure if you're doing a marathon, you're doing a triathlon, you are drinking Pedialyte. They come in little packets. Pedialyte is awesome. It's high in sodium. You need your sodium. You need your chicken broth. Bone broth is great, but you need high sodium. Every individual needs sodium. I found out that so many elderly people in the U.S. die in their apartments or their houses every year because of heat. They might not have air conditioning, but they also have low sodium. We're all on the sodium kick in America, but we need sodium for survival. So please get your levels checked and make sure that you're getting the right amount of sodium in your body, which for me, it is a V8 juice every day. And then, because that's 38% right there. And then I put salt on everything. And you need your iodine, especially me. I have thyroid issues, so now I need iodine. Okay? So I need the salt with iodine. Iodine is so important. So now we're like on this salt without iodine kick in our nation, and now everybody has low iodine. So please do salt with iodine. So find out how much you need. I need at least 2,000 grams. Well, 1 gram is 2,000 milligrams, is 1,000 milligrams. So I need at least 2 salt tablets that are 1 gram each, or 3 if I'm really working out. I need to have that extra sodium. I just want to say this as a warning to a lot of people because I feel like we have an electrolyte imbalance in our society. So we need our chloride, we need our potassium, we need our calcium, we need our magnesium and sodium. We need to be balanced, especially if you're a drinker. Now, I got these awesome pills on Amazon. So I take the magnesium every day. I'm having trouble saying that. There you go. 400 milligrams. I take calcium 2 times a day now because guess what? Even though I've run all my life, because I'm a white female, petite, I have osteopenia. Guess what? They want to check you when you're in your 60s. But I work with elderly people and they said, Amy, you're in your 50s, get checked now. Because by the time you get checked in your 60s, it's going to be too late. And guess what? I have osteopenia even though I've been a marathon runner, triathlete all my life. So I have to take 1,200 milligrams of I take Oscal, and I also take the one calcium citrate. That's supposed to be the best for absorption purposes. So anyway, you need your calcium. That's also electrolyte because that has to do with the cells and the balance in the cells. Now I got this one thing off of Amazon. It's pretty cool. Like if you're gonna go out drinking or whatever, or you're gonna run a race or whatever, you want it to. It's called Revive. Anyway, it just has all the electrolytes in it. It has chloride, it has calcium, it has potassium, it has magnesium, it has sodium. It even has some B's in it. So this is what I recommend to take before and after, and then also hangover to prevent a hangover. Now, if you're going to be drinking, you're going to need lots of water. But let's not forget our electrolytes because then you're going to pee out your magnesium, sodium. The more alcohol you have, the more you're going to leach out sodium and magnesium. So it can be actually deadly to have your muscles will start to freeze, you'll start to shake if you have a lack of magnesium and sodium. So I just want to give a warning call to everybody. Thank you for listening.